Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Andrew Yang, and we're going to talk about Frozen 2, and we're going to talk about how Frozen 2 is a perfect lens to understand Yang Gang and to also understand the follower groups for all the other 9 debate candidates. All right, so when I say debate candidates, I mean the candidates who were showed up in debate number 5, who are headed toward debate number 6. We'll see if they get in or not. Andrew Yang has fantastic momentum toward making it in for debate 6. I think he has one more qualification to make. He's making fantastic progress. Before I go a moment further, there are absolutely no spoilers for Frozen 2 in this. I'm going to talk about Anna and Elsa, and I'm going to talk about attributes that they both have, but all of the attributes that I talk about were fully illuminated in Frozen 1. All right, so there are no spoilers for Frozen 2 in this content. All right, so real quick, let me just explain. I took my entire family to see Frozen 2 today, and we had a really wonderful time. It was a really fantastic time. I very much enjoyed the movie. Wonderful music, just delightful characters, really a fantastic story, beautiful illustrations. Disney knocked it out of the park. It's a great film. It wasn't cheap. I took my whole family out. We all went out together, got popcorn, soda, the whole nine. It was expensive. It was worth every dime. So, if you like good narrative, if you enjoy good music, Frozen 2 is for you. Check it out. All right. So let's talk now. The reason why I'm talking about this today is Anna and Elsa I'm thinking about them a lot because they were in this film and they were really important in the film. And when I thought about Anna and Elsa, I realized, oh my gosh, this is a perfect lens to understand candidate follower groups, right? So one of the things we now know is that candidate follower groups fall into three specific groupings. Okay, now first and foremost, the most important one is Yang Gang, right? I've never liked the term gang, but I've jumped over because I actually proposed that we change the name. No one liked that idea. Yang Gang's sticking around, right? So I think there are three groups for all the debate candidate followers. So Yang Gang is group number 1. Okay. Second is Establishment Gang. Who's in Establishment Gang? All the followers for Biden, Warren, Buttigieg, Booker, Klobuchar, and Harris. Absolute establishment candidates, okay? All their followers are in Establishment Gang, right? Last is Catalyst Gang, okay? This is Sanders, and who's in Catalyst Gang? All of the followers for the following people: Sanders followers, Tulsi's followers, and Steyer's followers. By the way, I realized I've been using Tulsi's first name and I use everybody else's last name, right? The reason why I'm doing that is I was thinking, why am I doing that? It's because Tulsi's first name is absolutely awesome and her last name sounds terrible. Gabbard. She's not Gabby. Actually, whenever I think of Gabbard, I think Gabby, but it's a terrible name for her. And the reason why is she's not Gabby. One of the things I like best about Tulsi is she is incredibly spare with her words. She doesn't just ramble on, right? She's like Yang in that when she opens her mouth, something important's going to come out, right? I really like that about her, okay? But so Sanders followers, Tulsi's followers, and I'm sorry, and so the reason why I use Tulsi is, one, her last name's terrible. Her first name is epic. Tulsi is awesome. It's like, and everybody else has pretty lame first names, including Andrew. Yang is a great last name, but Andrew, come on, like it's not that great a name. Nor are any of the other candidates, right? They're all just like, milk toast. Nothing really exciting there, except Tulsi. Tulsi's really unique. It sounds great, so that's why I use her first name and not her last name. So I just wanted to explain that. All right, so the Catalyst Gang, right? Followers for Sanders, Tulsi, and Steyer, right? By the way, these are all unelectables, right? Sanders, I've told you a million times why he can't be elected. It's the socialist sticker. Tulsi, non-interventionism, makes her unelectable. Steyer's can't even show up on time for the election, right? Like, no way. Like, it's just he's not taking this serious. nobody should take him serious, right? If you can't show up for the election on time, nobody should really consider you a real candidate. Stiers is not a real candidate, and his followers are in the Catalyst gang, right? Now, why would we call it the Catalyst gang? Well, Catalyst makes a change. Catalyst makes a change. Sanders has really changed a whole lot of things. He changed the conversation in 2016, and he changed the definition of commitment in 2020, right? Tulsi, what is she changing? She has changed the value of attack, right? Not the attacks she makes. Tulsi came a hair's breadth away from falling out of the debates, and she was just going to fall into the abyss, the void, with Williams and Bennett and a whole bunch of other forgettables that are still running, but nobody needs to worry about them because they're not even making the debates. The debates are a really useful filter to say we don't need to talk about these people anymore because they don't have enough momentum to warrant conversation, right? And so, but Tulsi, she was a hair's breadth away, right? You know what saved her and put her right back in the mix? The attack from Hillary Clinton, right? So if a high-profile politician really puts their foot in their mouth and attacks you in an incredibly vicious and foolish way, you can spring right up into the conversation again. And Hillary Clinton acted as a catapult for Tulsi and put her right back in when she was about to fall out. Pretty incredible, right? So she's a catalyst. Tulsi's a catalyst, right? Stier, he's a catalyst, right? He has changed the definition of what I would say the definition of hypocrisy, right? I don't think, hypocrisy is not uncommon in politics, right? There's a lot of it. You see a lot of it bouncing around. But boy, oh boy, I have never heard one like a person who made millions and millions of dollars funding coal companies for a large portion of their career and then come out and really aggressively call for everyone to get very, very, to be really diligent climate activists. That is a new height in hypocrisy. Unbelievable, right? So again, Catalyst gang, right? All these followers fall into Catalyst gang, all right? Now, Catalyst gang, none of them are going to get elected. You can take them right off the board. We're not going to talk about them for the rest of the rest of this video. There are two groups we're going to talk about, right? That is Yang gang and Establishment gang, okay? When I saw Frozen 2, I was watching a film. It was an amazing film, and really, really enjoyed it. And the movie has as central characters, and again, this isn't a spoiler. This is right in the trailer, right? It has Anna and Elsa. Anna and Elsa are both princesses, right? And they're sisters, and they're rulers in their kingdom. Okay, their parents are dead, just like every parent in a Disney movie, just about, right? And so Anna and Elsa are ruling sisters. Okay, all right. So here's the supposition of this entire video. Okay, Anna is Yang gang, Elsa is Establishment gang. Right? They're like lockstep. I'll give it to you. All right. Let's talk about Yang gang and let's talk about Anna. They have exactly the same attributes, right? So this is not a spoiler. Olaf does a song in the show in Frozen 2, and he calls Anna powerless. Right? It's a joke in the movie, right? And when he does that, right? Anna just kind of frowns as powerless, right? Now, the reason Olaf refers to Anna as powerless, and she was powerless in Frozen 1, right, is she doesn't have magical powers like her sister Elsa, right? She has no powers, right? Now, that does not mean that Anna is powerless, right? If you remember, she was critical to the story moving forward, and she accomplished a lot in Frozen 1, right? Now, what did she... But Anna has no powers. And frankly, Yang gang has no powers, right? Now, you're going to hear, stay with me here, all right? So, what does Anna have? Well, she has exactly the same thing that Yang gang has. All Anna has are three things, okay? Courage, drive, and labor. That's all she's got. She's got an incredible amount of courage. She has absolutely massive drive. She drives right toward her goal. She's driven, right? Drive is incredibly important in life, right? It means you have a sense of urgency, right? You are going to do what it takes to get to the end, right? To accomplish the goal. Excusing the law pain rule. Anna doesn't break laws and she doesn't hurt people, right? Same thing for Yang Gang. We don't break laws, we don't hurt people, right? And but beyond that, we have a lot of drive, we have a lot of urgency. We know we're on a clock, right? Same thing with Anna. Anna has courage, she has drive, and she has labor, right? When she needs to get something done, she's got to do it with her own two hands. There are no magical powers that are going to make it happen. She's got to labor. She's got to put in her own blood, sweat, and tears. That's it, right? It's all Anna's got. Just her courage, her drive, and her labor, right? Also, Anna has two other aspects that are really important to her base nature, right? What is her base nature? At her base nature, Anna is winsome and sacrificial. Okay, she's really charming. She can talk to people easily. She has a lot to say, but more than that, she'll stop and she'll listen, right? And she will show genuine interest in the person she's listening to. It's a big deal. That's what it means to be winsome, right? To have things to say, but be willing to hear what other people have to say. That's winsome. That's charming, right? She is winsome and sacrificial. Here's the other one, right? Anna is constantly giving. She's giving time. She's giving her emotional support. She gives literally resources. She gives help and aid. Anna is incredibly sacrificial, and she's willing to lose some things of her own in order to make others have more, right? Very much like the Yang Gang, winsome and sacrificial, right? Also, just like the Yang Gang, Anna is underestimated, highly underestimated, right? And everybody thinks that she's the lamer sister in Frozen 1. It's not the case at all, right? It's really not the case at all. She's amazing. Anna is awesome. Anna is Yang Gang, okay? Yang Gang is Anna. Let's talk about Elsa and Establishment Gang, okay? All right. All the followers for Biden, Warren, Buttigieg, Booker, Klobuchar, Harris, right? They all have the following, just like Elsa. First of all, they have powers, right? Now, what are Elsa's powers? Well, she has ice powers, right? Everything I'm about to say was shown in Frozen. And she can create shapes, right? Like, she can just create like a person's shape with snow or with ice, right? She can make it snow. She can make it stop snowing. She can put down a sheet of ice. She can make entire edifices out of ice, right? She has powerful magic. She has magic. She has powers. They're all ice-based. She has powers, right? What powers do Establishment Gang have? Well, they have a lot, right? One, they have big donor networks. Big donor networks are connected to Establishment Gang, right? Right there, big donor networks. It's huge, and it's a major magical power in politics. Money talks, man. And I'll tell you right now, Yang is struggling and scraping and pushing and driving to stay in the game and get big donors to listen to him, to show him some respect, to put him in the mix, right? And it's important, right? What are some other powers of Establishment Gang, right? Traditional media, massive power, right? You can take a message and amplify it to the world. You can take a message and maybe you change what it means. Big one for traditional media, right? And just kind of change the lighting on it a little bit, right? Maybe you're not even changing the content, you're just framing it in a different way, right? Very frustrating. What are the other powers of Establishment Gang? Connections to the party connections, right? Right to the Democrat Party, right? So, all the organizational powers, all of the significant influence that the Democrat Party has, it belongs to Establishment Gang, right? Establishment Gang, just knock, knock, knock. Give me what I need, Dem Party. Yang Gang ain't got that, right? We are, all we have is our courage, drive, and our labor. We just don't have these we don't have these magical powers. We don't have magic. We don't have powers, right? So Elsa has ice powers. Establishment Gang has big donor networks, traditional media, and party connections, right? Now, uh, Establishment Gang is exactly like Elsa in that it has two um, specific attributes, right? Elsa is aloof and selfish. She really delights in not talking to people, standing off on her own on balconies or in the middle of the forest or wherever, right? She likes being aloof, not talking to people, and I'm over here. I would be great if you would be over there, right? Very aloof, right? And crazy selfish, like not crazy. I don't want to put that word on Elsa. Selfish, high level selfishness, right? Elsa is very, very selfish, right? So why do I think that? Well, one, like you could see this in Frozen 1, right? She gets upset and she just runs off. Doesn't tell anybody where she's going, what she's going to do, how long she's going to be there. Everybody gets freaked out. Everybody doesn't know where she is. There's a whole bunch of danger that is placed on the the people of the town and all this kind of thing, and she doesn't care to tell anybody, right? Because why she's selfish, right? She's like, oh, I'm upset. I'm just gonna run off. I don't need to tell anybody anything because that would put me out, right? I don't, I just want to feel my feelings and go do my thing. I don't need to deal with anybody else. She's not sacrificial in any way, right? She barely in Frozen 1. She barely even has time to spend with her sister, right? She didn't go make a snowman with her, right? Right? So she is selfish, right? Exactly like Establishment Gang, right? They are aloof and selfish. They want to stand off in their corner. And when I say aloof, I mean aloof, right? Because one of the biggest things that we get from all these establishment characters is they think they can win with the Dems. No, you cannot win with the Dems. You need the Dems, and you need 10, 15, 20% of Trump's voters. And you ain't going to get them standing alone on a balcony aloof, right? And they are aloof, right? It's nuts. I can't believe these establishment gang think they can win without getting Trump voters. It's crazy, right? It's aloof. They're aloof and they're selfish, just like Elsa, right? And guess what? Just like Elsa, establishment gang is overestimated, right? So for Elsa, all the people are in town. They're like, ooh, Elsa's got powers. Ooh, Elsa's got magic. Ooh, Elsa can control ice, right? What they didn't get is she can't control her powers, right? And she's frequently, especially in Frozen 1, there's several times where she doesn't know how to use her powers. She can't control her powers. And when she uses them, they do more harm than good, right? And so where Anna has no powers and is underestimated, right? Elsa has a whole bunch of powers and is way overestimated, right? Anna is Yang Gang. Elsa is Establishment Gang. All that's my opinion. What do you think? Did you think I get it right? Also, is there a character in there that you think is Catalyst Gang? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.